Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class, we have started with a chapter that is periodic classification of the elements, and we have understood why there is a need of classifying the elements, what are the different elements are there student, what is the need of anything to classify. So basically, we have understood that classification is important because classification, it what we can say that it is basically a help in understanding the different properties of the different groups of different elements. And yes, that's why the classification has been done here. Now, talking about the classification itself, students, so we have seen that it was the first attempt. Why there is a need of a classification? Obviously, because the elements are what they are of a different properties, and when we classify, it will be quite easy for us to understand the properties of the different element. And there are 119 elements are there, so it was quite difficult to understand or to learn all the different properties of each and every element. That's why the classification has been done. Now looking forward, and we have seen that of the first one, Dobereiner triad was given by Dobereiner itself, and he has classified the elements into three groups, and this classification is done on the basis of their atomic masses. And he said that the middle one, the atomic mass of the middle element is what? It is the average atomic mass of the first and the third one. This was given by Dobereiner, and it was quite means very much correct. But later on, it was find out that at that time only few elements were known, and this is not applicable for each and every type of an element. And obviously, not all different properties can be easily find or easily can be studied by this method. So that is why the Dobereiner triad was. It was later on. Okay, so it was because of such limitation, Dobereiner triad was. It was later on discarded. Now, after that, that came is the Newland's law of octaves. In case of a Newland's law of octaves, students, we have understood that basically the elements are divided into the 8 different types of an elements, and on the basis of the increasing atomic mass, it was divided into that of the 8 elements. Okay, it means the different, they have been arranged in the increasing atomic masses, and it is found that the eighth element shows the property of the first one. So if suppose we will take any of the first element, then the next eighth element is the next eighth element will show the property of the first one. And this was given by Newland's law of octaves. Actually, the name octave was given because of the eighth one only. Yeah, you see that it is the eighth element which shows the property of the first one. That is why the name is given as a Newland's law of octaves. Okay. Now, as you can see here, if we talk, the property of the lithium and sodium is just found to be same. Sodium is what? It is the eighth element after lithium. And obviously, that's why it shows the same property like that of the lithium itself. Similarly, if we talk about the beryllium and magnesium, so magnesium will going to show the same kind of a property as like in the beryllium used to show. Okay, now you can see here we have understood also that if suppose we will take the lithium, so sodium will going to show. If we take as a boron, then obviously aluminium will going to show the same kind of a property as the boron will show. Calcium, the same students. If we talk about magnesium and calcium, so calcium will be the eighth element of that of the magnesium, and it will going to show the property of the magnesium. Ultimately, this is what, this is also the eighth element, and it will shows the property. Now if we talk about this Newland's law of octaves, so it work on the musical notes. Musical note is what? That is sa re ga ma pa dha ni. You see that after ni again it will sa, and sa is what? That is the eighth letter. So obviously it will what? It is after seventh one, the eighth one is what? It is equals to the first one. So this note keeps on repeating, and similarly the Newland's law of octave was. So that's why we can say it work like in a musical notes. Now there are some drawbacks of the Newland's law of octave. First of all, this Newland law of octave, it was applicable only up to the calcium. So after calcium, every eighth element did not possess properties similar to that of the first one. Okay, so law of octave was what? It is for the calcium itself, and calcium is what? That is the eighth element. Now see here, after calcium what happens? As you can see here in the table itself, as you can see here, after calcium, chromium is there, titanium is there, magnesium is there, and iron is there. These all are what? These all are the actually the transition metal. And when you compare the property of the iron with that of the sulfur, or manganese with that of phosphorus, or titanium with that of the silicon, we will find out that they are totally different from each other. So obviously the property didn't match. So it was find out, and it was find out that after calcium, the properties are not the same as it was predicted by Newland's law of octaves. Okay, so this law is applicable up to the calcium, up to the element present, element up to the calcium only. So this is the first one. So that's why it is written here that it was found that law of octave was applicable only up to calcium. And after calcium, every eighth element did not possess the property similar to that of the first one. Means randomly it can, but not the every eighth element will going to follow the Newland's law. Now the next limitation was there in that of the Newland's law, that it was assumed by Newlands that only 56th element existed in nature, and no more element would be discovered in the future. But later on, several new elements were discovered whose property did not fit into the law of octave. So Newland, he explained that only 56 element can be present there, and no more element will be existing in the nature itself, it will be not discovered. But later on, when it get discovered, and these elements, when it is what you can say, when it get discovered, and the property, it did not fit into the law of octave when it was kept according to the increasing atomic masses. So obviously this law, because of this one property, this is what we can say, that limitation of the Newland's law. Next one, in order to fit element into the table, Newland, what he has done, he has adjusted two elements in the same slot. But they are what? While doing so, some of the unlike element was kept under the same note. Like if we talk about the cobalt and nickel was kept in the same slot. And these are kept in the column where fluorine is there, chlorine is there, bromine is there. And you know that the cobalt and the nickel, the property of the cobalt and nickel is totally different from that of the fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Okay, so their property is different, very much different. Iron is there. Iron resembles cobalt and nickel in property, and it has been placed far away from these elements. Obviously, if iron is there, so iron will going to resemble itself from the cobalt, from the nickel. Okay, but iron and cobalt and nickel, they are kept far away from each other. So obviously with the help of this, we can say that the elements which are unlike, they are kept together in the same column, and the element which is actually they are like to each other, they possess the same kind of a property, they are kept far away from each other. Now later on, with the discovery of the noble gases, when the noble gases discovered, at that time this law of octaves, it becomes irrelevant. obviously, because what happened when the noble gases were discovered, then there was an another column for the noble gases, and obviously afterward the eighth one will be not going to show the same kind of a property as it was shown or it was explained by the Newlands. Now you see here, if suppose there is an another column will be there for that of the noble gases. So if a helium is there or a neon is there or argon is there, so you can say, now suppose if you will take here lithium is the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 8 and it will be the 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so now it is not the eighth one which will going to show the property as the first one. And why is it so? It is because of the discovery of the noble gases. That is why it was said that after the discovery of the noble gases, this law it become irrelevant, totally irrelevant. So these are some of the limitation of the Newlands law. The first one, the Newland law is applicable only up to calcium. After calcium, it is not applicable at all. The next property, that in future when it was find out that some of the elements they were not able to fit into it according to its property. And it was also found, now see here students, iron, cobalt and nickel, they used to show the same kind of a property, but when you look at them you will find out that iron, cobalt and nickel are kept far away from each other, while that even the copper and zinc also, while fluorine, chlorine and bromine, they are kept in the same column, but in between cobalt and nickel is placed. And the property which was shown by that of the cobalt and nickel to that of the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, it is totally different. Similarly, if we talk about that of the iron, so iron will not going to show the same kind of a property as it was shown by the sulfur. They are totally different from each other. So obviously we can say that the elements which are unlike, which do not show the same kind of a property, they were kept in the same slot, while the element which used to show the same kind of a property, they were kept far away from each other. Okay, so it is because of that the Newland's law of octave was it was there. Now let us move on and we will start with the next one, and that is the Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table, Mendeleev, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, a Russian chemist. So he is the most important contributor to the early development of the periodic table of element, wherein elements were arranged on the basis of the fundamental property. Obviously, he has contributed a lot in the development of the periodic table of the element, in the classification of the element itself, and what he has done actually, when he started working on that of the different kind of element, he find out that at that time only 63 elements were known, and these elements he arranged them according to their atomic masses of the element. Okay, according to their different atomic masses they are arranged, and while arranging, obviously when he look at the different physical and the chemical property, among the chemical properties in the between that of the oxygen and hydrogen, he selected the hydrogen and oxygen. As why is it so? Because they were very reactive and they form the compound with most of the element. The formula of the hydride oxide formed by the element were treated as one of the basic property of the element for this classification. So he basically he arranges the 63 cards and he wrote down the property of one element on each of the card. And with the similar property, he pinned the card together on the wall, and he observed that most of the elements got a place in a periodic table when they were arranged in their increasing atomic masses. So first of all, he find out that what are the different chemical properties, what are the different physical properties of the elements, and then he has written all these things on a 16 card slots, and then he arranged all these 16 cards on a wall, and then he start grouping them together according to their properties, and then he pinned the card together. Afterward, he find out that when we will going to arrange the element according to their increasing atomic masses, he observed that the period the physical they means the elements going to show the same kind of a physical and the chemical properties together. On the basis of that, we can say that the property of the element are what. So now you can see here that Mendeleev, according to this law, he stated here one thing, and that one thing is, students, you can see on the basis of the Mendeleev, he formulated a periodic law which states that properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. It means the property of the element, of the different element, it is because of the different atomic masses. The function of the different element is because of the atomic masses of the element. Okay, so we can say here that the properties of the element are what? These are the periodic function of the atomic masses. Now, Mendeleev periodic table contains vertical column called groups and horizontal rows called periods. So while classifying them, the table, he has seen that he has grouped, he has given the name to the rows and to the columns also. To the column, to the vertical column, he has given the name that is group, and to the horizontal rows, he has given the name that is periods. Now let us move on and see the Mendeleev periodic table. Now you can see here, this is the Mendeleev periodic table, students. Obviously, you can see this is the oxide and hydride. On the basis of that, he has classified the element into the different one, and similarly for the hydride also. Now here you can see he has given some of the for the transition series also he has given space, and as you can see here, according to the different atomic masses, increasing atomic masses, he has arranged all the different elements. So hydrogen is there, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Obviously at that time noble gases were not discovered. That's why it was up to that of the fluorine only. There was no neon or a helium was there. Now what are the different achievements are there? Means how can you say that Mendeleev periodic table was a good one? Actually it was a widely accepted, and the reason is, the first one is that is first of all, Mendeleev, he has placed the element with the slightly greater atomic mass with the slightly lower atomic masses, and the sequence when inverted it could be grouped together. Especially if we talk about the cobalt, that was 58.9, which appears before nickel. Obviously you can see here that he has not arranged it properly, especially in case of the transition metal, but there are some of the achievements are there which was achieved by that of the Mendeleev from his periodic table, from his law. So first of all, the thing was, he left some gaps while making his periodic table. He left some gap for the element which will going to be discovered. At that time they were not discovered, but he predicted, actually he predicted boldly regarding these elements, that these will going to be present, or this will going to be discovered in future, and in their name he has given the name to it, and that is Eka. What is the meaning of a Eka here? Eka means one. So he said that it's in place, in like the scandium, gallium, and germanium, which was discovered later, he has given name to them. At that time, scandium, gallium, germanium was not discovered, but he has given name to them, to some of the element, by writing Eka there, and he said that the properties will be similar to the like if we talk about the Eka boron, Eka aluminium, or Eka silicon respectively. So obviously for Eka boron, he said that the later on in future the element which will be discovered, the property shown by these element was similar to the boron, and later on it was found that the scandium will show the property like that of the boron itself. So scandium was discovered whose property was similar to the boron. The next one, it was Eka aluminium. Eka aluminium was what? The property shown by the Eka aluminium was it was similar to that of the gallium. Okay, so gallium used to show the same kind of a property as shown by same kind of as shown as it was predicted by that of the by Mendeleev, like that of aluminium. Yeah, so aluminium used to show the property similar to that of the gallium. And then silicon. So silicon used to show the property like that of the germanium. So Eka silicon is there, which used to show the property that is germanium. So you can say here gallium, which was discovered, it was replaced by Eka aluminium. Then germanium was similarly like that. So we can say by all this that the prediction which was made by Mendeleev, that in later years these elements will be discovered and they will going to show the same kind of a property. As you can see here, if you look at the Eka aluminium, which was predicted by Mendeleev, later on when the gallium was discovered, it used to show the same kind of a property as predicted by Mendeleev itself. So atomic mass of Eka aluminium is 68. Here the atomic mass of that of the gallium is 69.7. The formula which was predicted by that of the Mendeleev for Eka aluminium is E2O3. While for that of the gallium it was similar to that is Ga2O3. Similarly for chlorine it was ECl3, and for that of the gallium it was GaCl3. So this prediction was very much similar. The next one, it was that the Mendeleev, when the noble gas is discovered in future, then the noble gases like that of the helium is there, neon is there, argon is there, when these were discovered, so actually these gases, they were discovered very late, and the reason is that they are very inert, so they are present in the atmosphere in a very low concentration. Obviously it will not going to combine with anything, so its concentration is very low, so it was discovered very late. Okay, but later when it was discovered, when the noble gases and the inert gases, inert or noble gases are the same only. Why we used to call them inert gases? It is because that these gases are what they are. These gases are actually do not react with each other. That means they are very unreactive. That's why we call them as a inert gases. So these inert gases, they are present in a very low concentration in the atmosphere, and they are very unreactive. They do not react with the other elements, and that's why they are very inert. Now see here, when these noble gases, they can be easily, later on when the discovery of the noble gases occur, so they cannot be kept when they are kept in that of the Mendeleev periodic table, they do not disturb the table. Means they can be easily placed as a new group without existing the order. And that was very good. Now when you will compare this with that of the Newland's law, in case of a Newland's law, we find out that when we kept the noble gases, the series which was explained by him, that the eighth element will going to show the property of the first one, that was totally disturbed. But here, when we talk about it, when these gases were discovered, they could be placed in a new group without disturbing the existing order. So they were kept as a noble gases at the last without disturbing or affecting the properties of the different element, without disturbing that of the table. So this is what, student, these are some of the achievement which was achieved by Mendeleev. Okay.